podcast time. Wednesday, September 27th. I am Chris Hodge. This is the Taking Vegas podcast. Good to be with everyone. I have a free pick play for you guys. Tomorrow night's game between Detroit and Green Bay. Got some things on my mind, on my chest once again. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But it's good to be with everyone. Be sure to check out takingvegas.com. There's free pick articles every day of the week there. Great website. Really love doing it and trying to provide the information that we can. We have 6 great handicappers there that give out plays every single day. They're doing phenomenal. All their plays are documented. So that's over at takingvegas.com. And again, for the Taking Vegas podcast, I'm Chris Hodge, and we'll have a free pick between Detroit and Green Bay in just a moment. I know it's Wednesday, and this happened Saturday, so a few days ago. And it's been spoken about, but I want to get to it. I want to throw my take on it. You know, the whole thing with Colorado and Oregon. And I've come on this podcast, and I've said it publicly, I've said it privately. If my kids played football and they were good enough to play Division I would love to send them to play for Deion Sanders. I really would. I believe he's doing a tremendous job in terms of the overall message. I've said it forever. It's not just about wins and losses, although that's what college football has turned into. What we're supposed to be doing is teaching young men to be successful in their lives after football, because let's face facts, only, 7 or 8 of those players are going to make it to the NFL at the top of their profession. The other 80 have to go out and get jobs and be successful in another world other than football. And I believe Deion Sanders is doing that, but I have no problem at all with what the guy from Oregon said. What is he supposed to say? I don't get it. I don't get this world we're living in right now. I really don't. So Deion Sanders can come and say and do whatever he wants to do, which is fine. Great. He's doing what is in the best interest of his football team and the University of Colorado, and he is doing a tremendous job. He's going to build a great team there. There's no doubt in my mind. But his boys over there, his guys, they've spoken some shit. They have. Great. They're supposed to do that. They're athletes. Now you got the guy from Oregon who comes over the top and says, hey, look, they're playing for clicks. We're playing for wins. Cinderella story's over. Let's go. What else is he supposed to say? That is a great pregame speech. A great pregame speech. Phenomenal. That's exactly what he's supposed to do. Screw them. I'm sick of hearing about them. I hope you watched for the last 3 weeks. Now watch what we're going to do to you. I have the better football team. They're playing for clicks. We want to win. They want flash. We want substance. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it either way. I have no problem at all with what Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes are doing. Zero. He's doing a great job. And the media, because the media has nothing better to do with their time other than to create division and anarchy, because the media is a criminal organization. They always have been since inception. So they always have to create a narrative where it's bad versus good versus evil. There's nothing bad or evil about Deion Sanders. This should never be spoken about. In terms of how he's running his program, he's doing a great job. That's all that should be said. But now the guy from Oregon is allowed to do what he just did. That's what happens. I have a saying in life. My wife knows this. She hates this about me, but I do it anyway. And my saying is, if you say something to me, I'm going to say something worse back. It just is what it is. If you think you have the right, and all intents and purposes, we still live in a free country. There's freedom of speech. You come up to me and say whatever the hell you want to say. Doesn't bother me. Don't get mad when I say something worse back. It is what it is. And I wish I could live by the motto, if you do something to me, I do something worse back, but that can land you in prison. But in terms of say something, I'm saying something worse back. Just how I'm made. Okay? So, and the guy from Oregon, by the way, the head coach there, Lanning, he actually was very complimentary of Deion, which always gets swept under the rug. In fact, hold on, I have it in my phone here. Let me read you this quote from Lanning saying, I'm also grateful and clearly acknowledge that the attention we got on Saturday in large part was due to Deion and what he's doing for college football. And if anybody can't see that, what he's done for college football and how he's bringing excitement to college football, You're crazy. That's a nice compliment. That's exactly what Deion's doing. But my responsibility is to my football team before the damn game. So yeah, you're playing for clicks. We're playing for wins. I have no problem with it. I don't know why people get up in arms over the simple. It's exactly what he was supposed to do. And good for him. And what happened? Oregon went out and pasted Colorado. Colorado's not ready yet. He's building it. He's building it. They're going to lose by 1,000 to USC this week. There's no doubt in my mind. You want to lay 21 in the game on the road? Go ahead. Because they're going to win by 1,000. They're just not there yet. But Deion said it. Hey, get me now. This is the worst we're going to be. I'm going to keep building. Fair enough. All good. And should be treated as such. Over into the NFL, I want to tell you a funny Taylor Swift story. Because sometimes I live, for the most part, under a rock. To be quite honest, in terms of sports, I'm always following things, but in terms of life events, hell, a friggin' bomb could drop. It would take me before the radiation got to me. That's when I probably figure it out that the bomb actually fell. Because I can't stand. I don't watch TV. I don't watch politics. I don't watch the news. I hate them all. It's a waste of my time. I don't like dealing with what other people say and do, and I'm just trying to figure out games, run my company, make sure everyone has jobs, make sure everyone's making money, make sure the customers are making money, everyone has fun. That's what I try to do. So I have a great relationship with, companies like Cumulus and iHeart and Odyssey. And they hook me up with tickets for basically anything I ask for. If I ask them for tickets all throughout the country, if they have them available, they're very nice. They give me the tickets. So I don't know when it was, like 6 months ago, Taylor Swift was playing at MetLife Stadium. I have 4 nieces. So I'm like, it'd be nice to, just grab some tickets, good seats, and, send my nieces over to MetLife Stadium. How hard can these tickets be to get, right? It's Taylor Swift. What do I know, right? I call my guy up, one of these radio stations, like, hey, bro, I need 4 tickets for the Taylor Swift concert. He's like, I'll holler back at you. Sends me a text message. He goes, are you an effing clown? I'm like, wow, that's kind of rough. What the hell? I'm like, where's that coming from? He goes, it's Taylor Swift, dude. You ain't getting those tickets. And I'm texting my wife. I'm like, yo, how big is Taylor Swift? And she's like, are you an effing clown? So I got called that twice within I don't know, 13 minutes, not realizing that this girl might be the most famous person of all time. So I find it funny that now she's kind of in a relationship, I don't know, whatever you call it. I don't know them personally, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, with Travis Kelce, who might be the greatest tight end in history. I mean, Tony Gonzalez, Kelce's probably better. Antonio Gates, Kelce's probably better. Gronk, yeah, it's probably Kelce. He's probably the best tight end in history. And now his popularity explodes. His jerseys go up 400% because he's banging Taylor Swift. I don't get it. And there's more. The NFL is the most popular league in the world. And she's going to bring more popularity to it? That was great. When she was in the press box the other day, it was great. I'm sitting there watching. Oh, look, it's Taylor Swift. You know who's going to be pissed off? And on the camera, you see I'm pointing. You know who's going to be pissed off? The wives and girlfriends of the other Chiefs players, because they're irrelevant now. No one cares. Oh, that Mahomes' wife. Old news. Yeah, Taylor Swift's in the house. We don't need you. But I thought that was kind of funny. Especially like I said, I live under a rock sometimes, man. I really did not know. Yeah, okay, you can call me stupid. How do you not know that? Hey, look, my wife says something to me from 5 feet away. She goes, do you even listen? We just had that argument the other day. But that's all right. Free pick for tomorrow, Thursday night, Detroit and Green Bay. I'm not impressed with Green Bay at all. Detroit got caught. They played a really good opening night game against Kansas City and on a national spotlight game. And then they came home, and we actually spoke about that when they came home against Seattle. Like, this is a tricky spot. The line told you it was tricky, and Detroit kind of laid the egg there against Seattle. But they came back, nice win against Atlanta. Now it's a divisional matchup, and look, Green Bay came from behind last week, but let's keep things in perspective. Carr got hurt. They weren't going to win that game if he don't go down, at least not in my opinion. Detroit looks like a low favorite on the road right now. Wednesday, it's 11:06 when we're doing this podcast. So we'll go with Detroit on the road. Use them on the money line. They should win the game. I think Detroit, if you can go into Arrowhead and win, against Mahomes, you can go into, Lambeau, it's always a tough place to play. But you can go there and win. They won there last year against Rodgers to end the season. They'll go beat Love on Thursday night. So, Detroit. We got some really big action coming up for the weekend. Utah's playing Oregon State. We also have Louisville playing NC State. Now, that's not a high-profile game. Last Friday night, we used Air Force really, really big. And we're going to be looking at Louisville and NC State to use really big on Friday. We'll do another podcast on Friday. We'll talk about that when we get there. Saturday, some massive football action. We'll break down some games. Obviously, Colorado's playing USC. I mean, there's not much to break down there, really. Colorado's going to need everything in the world to go right to not lose by 40. I said 1,000 before, but as you can see, I was exaggerating just a little. And Kansas playing Texas, 2 ranked teams. They had some good games out there on Saturday. And then Sunday, it's not really a great NFL board, and we'll talk about it when we do the podcast on Friday, but you do have Miami playing Buffalo. Obviously, the Kansas City Jets game loses some of its luster with Rodgers being down, unless Taylor Swift shows up at MetLife Stadium on Sunday. Then everyone wants to watch again. So we'll see what happens with that. But for right now, again, free pick for Wednesday for the game on Thursday will be Detroit. We got the last week of the MLB season coming up. Then we got playoffs next week. That'll be great. We'll break down the playoffs next week when we get there. And be sure to check out Sports Investors Daily every Saturday and Sunday morning. Local listens on all throughout the country. We've been on since 2006, so it's our 17th or 18th season. And it just gets bigger and better. So we're excited about that. Keep it going. We have a great show planned when Saturday and Sunday gets here. That's going to wrap up the Taking Vegas podcast. Free pick is Detroit. Check us back on Friday. Have a great Wednesday, everyone. Enjoy the day.